Did you know that Chino was sick?
Um, yeah, yeah, no. I say, well, yeah, because I knew, but I didn't know I didn't know the level of severity. You know what I'm saying? He was going through shit during pandemic. He had a few medical issues. Obviously, he's not here no more. So, you know, he had a few medical issues during pandemic. But pandemic was kind of shaky because pandemic was bad for all of us.
Right.
So I kind of there was a period of time during pandemic where I ain't speak to nobody. Pandemic was crazy. You feel me? So there was a time because I was just trying to get life together here in New York, in Brooklyn, in the style. So like that was very real. So I wasn't every like Chi. I used to talk to Chi like every other day. Like that's my guy like that. Like I still got my phone's right here. I still got 1,000 messages. Sometimes I just read them and laugh at shit, the shit that we should go back and forth with. You know what I mean? So I knew that he was sick, but I didn't know the severity. You know what I mean? Because she was strong. Physically, he was strong. So, and it's God shit. You don't want like a lot of times you want people to know how vulnerable that you are. You know what I mean? So during
Right.
pandemic, I didn't speak to them. I didn't speak to him as much because I was going through my own shit. Let's just be clear. So I didn't speak to him as much. But during that time, I know he had the stem cell shit, whatever have you. But then when we got back to it, then he would say certain things to me. I'm not going, I ain't going to do that out here. But he would say certain things to me, ask certain questions that would allude to, in hindsight, he was telling me without saying the exact, yo, son, this and this is going on, But he would kind of, it's funny because as sharp as he was with the pen, he would kind of beat around the bush with certain shit. Like he wouldn't just say, yo, son, this is going on. He would allude to things. So, yeah, I knew he was sick. I didn't know how sick he was. Shit, the last show we did, we just did a show. Was it Santa Cruz? No, we did Santa Ana. Yeah, we just
Yeah, Santa Ana, California was
yeah.
one of the last ones, right?
No, that was the last one. The last show we did was, I think, less than a month before he died. And we was all, and it's crazy because I'm not a picture taker, even though I don't just put on my phone and take my pictures like that. I just don't. And for whatever reason, he was doing a sound check. He was on stage and shit. And I just took this picture. He was standing in front of the Chino shit. I took a picture, right? Boom. And it's crazy because I ain't gonna say, for me, it's mad pictures. I took like 8, 9 pictures that night. That's mad pictures to me. I don't really be taking pictures like that. I took 8, 9 pictures that night. And that's the last time I seen that nigga, man. Like it was less than a month before he left. And it kind of, the way it went down, I might not necessarily agree with, but you make the choice you make, and that's my brother. But how I say it. My thing is, someone's very calculated. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of music he made, like if you listen to a lot of his music, I mean, he alludes to a lot of the things that he was going through. Like that was the way he expressed it. That was the way he expressed this shit. So he spoke. I mean, Chino spoke on a lot of dark shit. That was his MO when he rhymed. But when he dropped the last album, The Darkness of the Colors or whatever, and he was alluding to a lot of the things that transpired. And that shit kind of tripped me out because it's like, you're fam, I was just with you. I wish, we could all wish for other things, but that's just not how it works. Like, damn, so you could have just said something, nigga. Like, but he felt that's not what I guess he felt that's not what he wanted to do. He made his choice and he executed his plan that I might not necessarily agree with. But I ain't gotta agree with it. It is what it is. You feel me? Yeah, so it should trip me out because hearing that music, it's like, damn, bro. So you kind of had already, in your mind already had it made up because you recorded those songs before I saw you. It takes a while to take this shit to mixing and mastering and get this shit ready to put out to the masses. So it's like, so that means the last time that I saw my brother and we just sat down there and shit, you already knew what you was gonna do. So you knew that this was your last show. She knew that it was his last show. And I don't like that. To put it simply. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's move on. Move on. Yeah.
Can I ask you about like your feelings about the estate though, the situation that's going on with that, with M80 and everything?
The estate and M80 are back and forth. They don't see eye to eye. I don't have a stake in any of that. Me and M80 have had conversations in person and on the jack. He know this. You know M80. I don't agree with everything he do. I don't agree with everything that the estate does. Straight like that. All I can do is conduct myself how I conduct myself. I don't know if it could ever be that way because it's not, even though Chi's my brother, it's not my personal shit. I don't have a say-so in the situation per se. I personally feel fuck everybody but his offspring. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean is I would like for all of them to be on the same page, but I don't have any say-so in that. And there's a lot of things that have nothing to do with me that might make that difficult. But what I can say about myself and this state and the family, whatever, I know that I know where I stand with the girls. You understand what I'm saying? I know I can pick up the phone right now, call my little niece, call Lyric, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Bella, you know what I mean? Like, they know where I stand. I'm not with the back and forth. You see, all this time, I can say a lot online in regards to these situations, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people on both sides of the situation. And I think that shit, I'm not a fan of it at all. And all I can say is me personally as a man, and she is my man, I feel that I personally conduct myself the same way towards his family as how I did when he was alive. And I think that's how it should be. You know what I mean? And I try not to put, I think people need to put their personal shit aside and just try to look at the bigger picture. But it's not my story to tell. You know what I'm saying? I could say I don't like a lot of shit I see online. That's a fact. But I also say that to the people off the line too. You know what I mean? They maybe know where I stand. Like the estate know where I stand. The girls know where I stand. So I feel my conscience is clear. Because I can, you know what I mean? Because they know what it is with me. But I don't have any say so as far as the business and shit. I just wish that I want them all to be on the same page. I don't know if I can facilitate anything to make that happen. It's not my call per se. You know what I mean? But I just want his kids to be on the same page. That's all. And if they want to expound on that, let them all expound on that. I'm not with the mixy shit. I'm not choosing the side. I'm choosing the side of his kids. All of them. That's where I stand. I'm choosing the side of his kids. Whatever they need that I can help support, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's on both sides of the spectrum. I want his kids to be good. You know what I mean? I'm not with the back and forth. I'm not with the argument. I'm not with the funny business. They all know where I stand. They all got my number, and I done spoken to them people on both sides of the situation. You know, I just wish, you know, I just wish it was different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna conduct myself towards his kids like he was right here, because he still is here in a way. Like I can't never fix my mouth to say some slick shit about, even if I disagree, this shit that I disagree with, but I'm not gonna go all out and be like, I'm not with the muck breaking and the slander and shit.